Hey everybody, it's me again. Going to answer another question and spin another story for you. The question was, have I ever had, how many disasters, or talk about some of the disasters that we've had to deal with in a live concert situation. It's live music, man, and you just have to keep going. One of my favorite disasters was one that we used to make happen on purpose with Kyuss. I used to have this dream I'd have that our bus was like this alien vehicle that when we showed up at a venue, we attached all our tentacles to the venue and we would start to drain the venue of electricity. We were just energy vampires, sucker aliens. So everything that we plugged in was another way for us to suck some more power out of a building. We would get to some of these smaller venues and we would talk to the owners of the club, say, hey, we're pretty loud and we draw a lot of power, are we going to be okay? We're going to blow any fuses. And nobody would ever admit that they didn't have enough power in their venue. So we would get up on stage and all those ampegs would get turned to 10. And I'd be busting the PAs, as hard as I could. Circuits would blow. And I'd look to the stage and Josh would throw his hands up and I'd throw my hands up and we were like, victory! We've done it again. We've blown up another building. We used to just kind of take pride in it in a sick way. So I don't know, kind of self-inflicted disasters that we enjoyed doing. Another guy I worked with, Jack White, had a really interesting approach to things going wrong on stage, and he took it as inspiration. When things would go wrong on stage, he would run with it. Like if his vocal mic got knocked over, or there was something that happened, he would run over to another vocal mic and sing that, or pull the mic off of a drum set and sing into that. So I love that he never let any of that kind of shit stop him. A lot of the disasters that we would have in the analog days I could deal with. You could see everything in those days, and you could see where things were plugged in, and a lot of that equipment with the tubes and just the way things plugged in would get kind of jostled in the tour process, but a good punch to the side of it would usually make it work again. So those were usually the kind of fixes that you dealt with. In the digital age, and respect to the people who have a skill set to work fast around that gear, it was always a little harder for me. When something went down, I couldn't dive into the computer quick enough to see if I could fix it, and stuff isn't plugged in the same way. As we grew, as Queens grew, and some of the other bands I grew with toured, and the productions got bigger, you hired a lot of people to help you with a lot of the details. People who specialized in different elements, like there was just electricians, and there was just people who dealt with hanging speakers and configuring them for the rooms. And it allowed me to just focus on doing sound. So I'm grateful as my career progressed, I had to worry less and less about how to deal with disasters and just deal with mix and sound. All right, I think I got time just to tell another tale. This is back when we first started out. Besides doing sound for Kyuss, I also did the lighting along with Josh. Josh used to set up light shows when he was a kid for raves, and I had always really been in lighting just from my theater background. So that was one of the most fun things we did. When we'd arrive at a venue, we would try to just set up some kind of retinal delights for our audience to enjoy with the music. And one of our favorite things was a smoke machine. In the old days, I know the smoke that came out of those things wasn't good for you. I don't know that it's still, if they've changed the formula enough to make it good for you. But we used to have so much fun with this fog machine. We played a gig in Boston once and filled the room so heavily you could not see the band, you could not see other people in the audience. The owner couldn't find me to turn off the machine. It was awesome, and it went on for about 20 minutes till they finally figured out how to open some doors and clear the place out. But people were completely blind in this venue. It was fantastic. Another thing we did with the smoke machine, we did a tour with Ween. Kyuss and Ween did a tour together. Might sound like an odd combo musically, but spiritually and stuff, it aligned perfectly. We had a tour bus, and we're playing, I think it was up in Seattle, and we brought the smoke machine onto the tour bus with us, along with a couple of big balloons of nitrous. And so we proceeded to fill the tour bus up with smoke. We, again, couldn't see 3 inches in front of your face. you would just be sitting there in your seat in the bus and you would feel a balloon kind of plump off into your face, and you'd reach out and grab it and work your way around and find the nozzle and take a hit of nitrous and then push it off into the ether again. And then another thing we did on that same little round of tripping out on the bus, these buses, the older buses had like a little porthole on the roof. There was a couple of handles and you could push it up to let air into the bus. But we realized that if we pushed it up and down and pumped it, we could blow smoke rings off the top of our bus. So imagine a full-size tour bus parked in a parking lot of a venue, and it's like a steam, like a locomotive or something. It's just puffing huge rings off the top of the bus. That's my smoke machine story. I hope you liked it.